What's up, guys? Zinigami here, and let's go through the global raid boss Franky! Coming soon. He's gonna be coming out in like 4 days or so, so let's get you guys prepared, show you a bunch of teams that will work that are free to play, and a personal recommendation for a nice, really fast farming team that you can use if you have the 6+ character that's coming out the same day as Franky. So we have the game with guide pulled up right now. This is going to be great for the mini-boss stages, although there is a small issue with the game with guide. We'll get into it in a bit. So with Franky, Franky is a Psy powerhouse free spirit character. He's a great sub. He's not the best captain because he's like a little annoying to use as a captain, but he's an amazing sub that is a 1.5 times the type booster for all characters. He also does a ton of damage with his special, and he reduces the durations of a few important buffs. So he is a very valuable character. He gets rid of enemy debuffs, or enemy positive buffs on enemies, like their health cut, I think it is. What does Franky get rid of again? Franky gets rid of enemies, attack up, enrage, end of turn damage, health cut, and healing buffs. So he gets rid of all of those buffs, which is really good. It's quite useful as him. It also does a ton of damage and boosts attack by 1.5 times. So, Franky, Stage 1 is one of the important ones we're going to have to look out for. On Stage 1, the front row characters are going to do some bad stuff. You're going to always want to attack the front row characters. The back row characters will have 1-turn attack timers, but you will want to take out the first ones immediately because they're going to despair or health cut, depending on what color you get. If you get the green, they're going to despair. If you get blue, they're going to cut your health for each one that's alive, even if they're not going to attack that turn. So like on these stages, like this guy, even though he's not attacking that turn, he's still going to cut your health by 20%. So it's going to be more worth it for you to take out the green and blue guys. The yellow guys don't hit as hard. They hit pretty weak, so you can leave them. Leave one of them alive, ideally, or if you can take out the entire stage and just get past that stage ASAP. Stage 2 is going to be your turtle stage. Kill the guys around turtles and stall on turtles. Very standard. The turtles have 9 hit points for the baby ones and 15 hit points for the elders. The Stage 3 is going to be an issue if you have a lot of quick characters on your team. Stage 3 has 5 squids who will all poison your team if any of them attack you, so kill the squids before they attack. And then right here is a fishman that attacks for 5,000 every turn. You're probably going to spend 2 turns killing all the squids and then take a hit from the blue guy. If you can take that blue guy before he attacks you, that's going to be even better also. And then Stage 4 has, Loppins. Oh god, Loppins. Stage 4, take out the seahorses, obviously, take out the Lappins. Do not get the Loppins below 50%, because if you get them below 50%, they're going to prevent all healing. Which, no healing debuffs, really annoying. So Loppins, make sure you avoid that below 50%. But top priority, getting rid of the seahorses, then Loppins, and then, if you need, take some turns on the lobster. For Franky himself, he does have 4 million hit points. He attacks every 3 turns for 32,500 damage. He's going to preemptively prevent poison and toxic, so you can't use Magellan special or Raid Boss Magellan special to toxic him. And he will blank your ship for 3 turns. So I don't remember if this has come out to global yet. I feel like it has on a Coliseum. But this is one of the few stages that actually will blank ship, and there's no way to prevent that. So basically, a lot of our teams is going to be bursting Franky on turns 4 and above, because we're losing that ship means losing 50% of your damage right off the bat. Remember, if your ship boosts health, or if your ship heals you and stuff, then you will lose that effect from the ship also. So like the Rocket Man ship, you will not get that 900 heal per turn whenever your ship is gone. Mihawk Slasher ship, you will not get the extra health from the Slash ship once that's gone. This is a part on Franky that is actually incorrect. The pattern is actually every 3 turns. The first turn, Franky is going to get percent damage reduction. The second turn, he's going to shuffle all your orbs and can conclude bomb orbs. And the third turn, he will do nothing, and he's going to repeat that. So it's a 3-turn pattern of damage reduction, shuffle orbs, including bomb orbs, and then nothing. And below 50%, he attacks you for 130,000, and below 20%, he attacks you for 130,000. So do not get him below 50%. or 20% if he attacks you. But if it's not his turn to attack, you can push him down just fine. Don't forget, on Game With, they have a bunch of teams if you go further down that can help out a lot if you want to check out a bunch more teams. And I do also have a Franky guide here that you can look up on YouTube already if you want to see an actual run through. But something really, really important about Franky, is a big gimmick on Franky, is that Franky is going to do special interrupts. And there are 3 types of special interrupts that Franky is going to do. If you use an attack boosting special, and that's a class or type boosting specials, then he is going to raise his defense to 430,000 for 2 turns. So unless you use a defense reducer, which you can use a defense reducer, that attack boost is basically going to say you're not doing any damage for 2 turns. You can also use, if you use a delay or an orb booster, he's going to lower your attack by 50% for 2 turns. Now, this is a delay or an orb booster, so if you use a delayer like Golden Pound Usopp, is going to trigger this one. If you use an orb booster like Doflamingo, is going to trigger this one as well. And then if you use a health cutting special, any health cutting special at all, he's going to clear all your buffs. Very important distinction, he's only clearing your buffs. He's going to paralyze all characters and silence all characters for 3 turns. Now, an important thing about the way the special interrupts work with Franky is that he's only going to trigger each one of these interrupts 1 time. So what we want to do is, as soon as we get in there, we want to use an attack boosting special so that way he boosts his defense. And then we want to use either a delayer or an orb booster, most likely a delayer, so that way we don't take a hit from him. And that way, he'll use his attack lowering, and then we'll wait out the defense boost, we'll wait off the attack lowering, we'll wait off the ship blanking, and then we'll burst him after that. If you use a health cutter, you can also use that early on, so you can use attack, delay, or orb boost, or health cutter. Wait out until all those bad things go away, and then burst him once again on turns 4+. So the teams that we're going to look at right now, the first team we're going to look at is a very similar team to the one I'm using in my guide right now. And that is this Timeskip Luffy 5+ Luffy Free Spirit team. The only difference here is that you can use a Shanks. There has been a lot of ambushes on Global with Global Ambush, and a lot of people starting to have Ambush Shanks maxed out, and Shanks is a great int orb booster. The first thing we're going to do on this team when we get into Franky is immediately use Luffy and Apu specials. So we use Luffy special, we use Apu special. That way, he's going to, once again, he's going to boost his defense and lower your attack for 2 turns, and then he's going to go on a 4-turn special. The Coated Sunny is going to be a very, very useful ship for many teams. So that way, with this team, if you have a Coated Sunny, you'll survive as long as you're above 16,000 hit points. So if you're at pretty high health, actually you have 15% damage reduction from Timeskip Luffy. What am I talking about? If you're above, I think 13,000 damage health, you'll survive it. I mean, you can pull up a calculator. Let's just math this out. 32,000 times 0.5 times 0.85. Yeah, if you're above 14,000 hit points, you'll be able to survive with this team. We're going to use Apu and Ace. You can also use, Apu and Luffy. You can also use Ace and Luffy, either one. You just need to use 1 type booster and then a delayer. And then after turn 4 happens, you can either burst on turn 4, or you can use the Coated Sunny. You can take a hit and then burst on turn 6. Because on turn 6, that's going to be after his damage reduction goes away on turn 5. Yeah. Turn 5, he's going to have damage reduction up still, I believe. And then you're going to burst whenever his damage reduction goes away. And with this team, you're going to have plenty of damage. Timeskip Luffy special active. Let's say like 2 orbs gives you A special and Shank special and Sabo special. 3.7 million damage. Basically can kill him with a few attacks here and there. Remember that even whenever you're waiting out for those first 3 turns, you can still start attacking him and lowering his health just with regular attacks. So if you want to burst him down, if you have more orbs, you'll be able to kill him guaranteed even at full health. Or just start punching him every once in a while, save up some orbs. But remember that he is going to shuffle your orbs on turn 2 and every 3 turns. Another team we're going to be looking at is a Magellan and Zephyr shooter team. Remember that with Magellan, you need to have 1 of every single color, so that's going to be very important. The Dofi here can be replaced with a different orb booster, especially a shooter orb booster if you have one. But Dofi is a really strong orb booster, and instant Dofi is nice. It gives us a tiny little bit more damage, but he also has 3 sockets, which is a nice one. Gladius here is an affinity booster for your shooters, which, nice, but you can also replace him with Strength Magellan, who will give you an additional 20% health cut. But with this team, after you use your Golden Pound Usopp to delay him, he's going to have a 6-turn cooldown, so you have a lot of time to just watch him. Magellan's 15% health cut at the end of each turn is going to put him pretty close to... He's going to put him about 60% health by the time that you'll have all your buffs up again. So once your ship returns, he'll be at about 60% health just from Magellan's special, or just from Magellan's captain ability. Let's say we have a few orbs here. We're going to be using Dofi special, Zephyr special. You'll get a good bit of damage there. You can also, remember, you're also going to have 3 additional turns. This is a 6-turn, you have 6 turns with Golden Pound Usopp. You can also just let that health cut go down after turn 3, then Golden Pound Usopp, and then let the health cut a little more. There's lots of different variations you can have on a Magellan team. If you use double Magellan, you also can Golden Pound Usopp, and you have a lot of time to waste as Magellan just cuts him away, especially since Magellan's captain ability will not trigger his interrupt since it's not a special active. Once again, with this team, you do want to use your Apu early and your Usopp, because these 2 are going to be your type booster, and then your delayers to trigger those first 2 special interrupts. For the 3rd turn, we have a Lucy team. Oh, Legend Lucy. Who needs a purple character on a yellow raid boss, right? So with the Lucy team, don't forget that you also have very, very high chances of matching orbs thanks to Lucy here. The Sabo is very easily replaceable. Lightning Magai is a great delayer. You can use other delayers like Strongworld Usopp instead. Strongworld Usopp reminds me that there is actually a priority tier list in which Franky is going to use his interrupts. If you use a special that does 2 of these things at a single time, for example, using Lucy, who is not only a health cutter and an orb booster, if you use Lucy special, he's actually going to do it in this order. He's going to see that Lucy is an orb booster and then lower your attack, but he will not do the health cut. So if you use someone who's an attack and an orb booster at the same time, for example, if you use Legend Cavendish special, if you have 2 Legend Cavendishes, the first one is going to trigger the attack boosting special, and that's it, and the second one is going to trigger the orb boosting special. So if you use something that does multiples, for example, Raid Boss Bellamy, who is a health cutter and an orb booster, is going to do it in order, top to bottom here, attack, then orb boost, then health cut. So with this team, what you want to do is you want to use our health cutter last, because he's going to silence our entire team once we use our health cutter. You want to use your delayer and your type boosters first. After that, use your health cutter in Mihawk. That will trigger all 3 of his special interrupts. You'll have 5 turns before he attacks you, so you can just wait that out. On turn 4, use Lucy special, and use Sabo special. Remember that Lucy is basically going to guarantee you fully matching orbs, except for on himself, so he's going to have a badly matching orbs. Everyone else is going to have fully matching orbs. Lucy special, and Sabo special. All that alone gives you 2.6 million damage. You can also use Lucy special before you burst, but after the paralysis wears off, and get the 2.5 boost, which will give you 2.9 million damage. Good stuff. We also have a Hody Fujitora free-to-play team. Now, 6+ Hody is going to be coming out the same day as Franky Raid Boss. So just keep that in mind, is that 6+ Hody, although he isn't out at the moment of making this video, he will be out by the time the Franky Raid Boss comes out. 6+ Hody is a great captain, mostly because he makes teams so fast. His captain ability reduces your cooldowns by 2 at the start, and his special ability that reduces cooldowns does great. You do have to, however, be very, very careful of how much health you have, because if you're planning to take a hit from him, even with a 90% damage reduction, you're still going to take 3,200 damage from his attack if he's above 50% health. So be very, very careful with how much health you have, since you are going to lose health very quickly with a Hody captain. Fujitora Captain ourselves, once again, gives us that tiny little bit of health cut every single turn, which is nice. With this team, we want to get into there, use Luffy to delay, and use Sicilian as our type booster. Remember that the first type boost you use does not matter if you boost your entire team, because the first type boost is only going to trigger the interrupt, and then we can ignore them after that. So we're going to use Sicilian as our type booster just to get Franky angry. We're going to use Luffy as a delayer just to get Franky angry. And then once turn 4 rolls around, your attack down goes away, your his defense up goes away, you get your shit back. You want to use Fuji special, which will give you 2 matching orbs. You want to use Sanji special, which will give you 2 times attack. And then you want to use X Drake special to give you 3 more matching orbs. Especially since you are definitely going to be below 50% health, or definitely going to be below 30% health with a Hody Jones as a captain. Your health is just going to plummet. So with this team, you can kill him every single time. You have guaranteed all 5 matching orbs here. You can also... No, this is the order you want to put them in. You're going to have guaranteed all 5 matching orbs here. Maybe even a 6 from Sanji, depending on how it is. You'll do more damage than he even has health. And don't forget that there's going to be Fuji health cut a few turns anyways. Hody special is best used as soon as you can, just to reduce your cooldowns on your team. Make this run even faster. And then we have Dofi Raid Boss. Just because Dofi Raid Boss is new, just want to show off a team that you can use with him as a captain. Dofi Inuarashi, you want to drop your health earlier on, so that way you can get the better attack boost from Inuarashi and the better attack boost from Dofi. A good place to drop your health is on turn 3. If you kill all the green squids and then drop your health on a blue character, or on turn 4 if you leave one of the Lopins alive but above 50% health. Just drop your health. Make sure you get the better attack from Dofi and the better attack from Inuarashi to help you clear all the mini boss or the earlier fodder stages as well. Shanks, once again, a great cerebral team. Cerebral orb booster. Rayleigh, a cerebral type booster. The important thing, that way we're going to be using this team, is that since Dofi is going to increase the duration of our buffs by 2 turns, that's actually going to outlast the attack down and defense boost that Franky gives. So what we're going to do is, we have a delayer. You can use a delayer because we don't want to get hit. You can replace Heraclesion with any orb booster. In fact, Heraclesion is not a great... any orb manipulator. Heraclesion, in fact, isn't a great orb manipulator for this team, but it's just an example of one of them you can use. You can use X Drake, once again, who guarantees 3 orbs. Heraclesion also guarantees 3 orbs, just in a different position. We want to get our health low, and Inuarashi special will drop our health also. That will let us use Inuarashi specials, Shanks, and Rayleigh specials. What you want to do is you want to pass on turn 1, and then on turn 2, or you can use Goemon Usopp on turn 1. You can use Goemon Usopp on turn 1, or just pass on turn 1. Turn 2 is where we want to use Shanks and Rayleigh special and Dofi special. So that way you have 3 turns of type boost and 3 turns of orb boost. And then once your ship comes back on turn 4, you're still going to have 1 turn of type and orb boost. Use Heracles and get your 3 matching orbs, and then hit him really hard. It's good stuff. You just need to do a little bit of damage before, just attack him a few times with those type and orb boosts while you're waiting for this to go down. So with 3 turns of type and orb boost, and a guaranteed 3.7 million damage with 3 orbs with Heraclesion, you get him on turn 4 every time. And then the last team I'm going to talk about is just Double Hody team. My recommended team if you want to farm him really quickly. Double 6+ Hody. Once again, each one reduces your crew specials by 2 each. So that's 4 turns of cooldown reduction with Double Hody. Nightmare Luffy, great for delaying. So that way you can burst on turn 4 without having to worry. Sicilian to trigger the attack boost. So this is our attack booster, our delayer. Double Hody, get in there, use their specials to help clear fodder stages and to reduce your cooldowns. Use Sicilian and Nightmare Luffy on turn 1 to delay him to 4 turns and trigger his bad stuff. And then use Sandra Sonia and Marigold together. He only has the toxic reduction, so you do get the defense reduction from Marigold. That will guarantee you fully matching orbs, give you a type boost, give you a conditional attack boost. You don't need an orb boost with this team. And we have 2 snacks, and that is 5.2 million damage. It's good enough. And that's it. Those are the teams that I recommend, guys. You can use many more teams. The keys to remember are that these are the interrupts that he does. And remember that he will interrupt on an attack boost, a delay, or boost. Those two are categorized as the same thing according to Franky. And then finally, a health cut. So if you have any character that does one of those 4 things, that's when he is going to do bad stuff to you. And he does it in a very particular order if he has specials to do multiple things at the same time. Since he blanks your ship, burst on turn 4, and then take him down. Watch this video that's right here if you like for a few other teams. Otherwise, try out one of the free play teams I made or come up with your own. I've been Zenigami, guys. Woo. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with Franky, and y'all stay beautiful.